All right, using Screencastify. Screencastify is a handy and powerful tool. It's probably one of the most commonly used screen recording tools for a couple of reasons. Number one, Screencastify is free for certain types of use, and it easily integrates with the vast majority of browsers. So we're going to go through a little bit of how Screencastify works and how to best utilize it so that you can get the results you want. Now, typically, you're going to want to have the Screencastify extension pinned to your browser so that you can easily get to it. If it doesn't show up here at the top, you can actually just click on the little extensions icon here in Chrome, because I am using Chrome for this tutorial. And then you can select it from your list. In this case, I have it pinned up there so we can use it. I personally don't use Screencastify very often, so just bear with me. I use Camtasia for all my work, but I want to show you how this will look when you're going to be using it. So when you're ready, we're just going to come here as an example for this tutorial. We're going to use the Lowe's website. And I'm just going to come up here to the top and click on the icon for Screencastify. Now, the screen is pretty simple, which is what makes it so handy. Obviously, there's a 5-minute video for the videos you'll make. 5-minute limit for the videos you'll make with Screencastify unless you upgrade to one of the paid versions. And this is more than acceptable for the vast majority of users. They're just making short tutorials on simple things. So when you open it up here, you're going to be presented with a couple of options. Up here at the top is just your menu that allows you to see, the various options within Screencastify. The My Recordings button that shows you the ones that you've saved and done. Notifications, which is just notifications from Screencastify themselves. And then your settings or options icon here with the little gear icon. So right here, you'll notice we're using the record free version, which is just the free version of Screencastify. And it allows us to record 3 different ways: a browser tab, your desktop, or the webcam. So let's explain what these are. With browser tab, what is going to be recorded once you start doing this recording is just this individual tab here. You don't see anything else except for this tab. So whatever you're doing in this window is what will be recorded. It doesn't matter if you go to different links or whatever else, because that's all happening in this tab. So whatever you do in this tab will be recorded. Okay, but only this tab. None of your desktop or any of the other elements of your computer will be recorded. So if we come back up here to the options, desktop, okay, this selects the entire visible window of your computer, which means all of these tabs, okay, and if I were to minimize my browser, anything that's on my desktop. So everything you can see visually on your screen, period, gets recorded. So it's an important distinction if you've got other stuff that you haven't closed out of or don't want to, or you got too many important things open in the background that you don't want to risk those being seen. You wouldn't want to use the desktop option because you have to be very careful about what screens you go to and visit, I should say, when you're using that option. Which is why the tab feature is so handy, because when you select the tab option, the only thing that gets recorded is the active tab that you're working in currently. And then lastly, the last option here is Webcam Only. This is used when you're basically recording a video of you. So essentially, it'll activate your webcam, and the only thing it'll record is what's showing to your camera. So those are your options. The browser, which is just this visible active window. Desktop, which is absolutely anything and everything that shows up on your computer screen. And then Webcam Only, which is just recording you. Below this is the option to turn on or turn off the microphone. That's allows for you to either record a soundless recording that you can do an audio overlay later to. Sometimes you're just trying to create something visual, so you don't need any sound or audio. Otherwise, the microphone option allows you to select whether or not to record the audio from your microphone as you're recording. Obviously, this option here, select, allows you to select what your primary microphone is. And just to the right of that, you'll see as well this little icon for the mic with this bouncing bar here, and that is showing your audio level. Obviously, green is just perfect. Anything that spikes above to yellow or red, you'll notice that it pops up there, means that the audio is a little bit strong or overpronounced, and that can result in some distortion in your recordings. Now you'll notice this option below that says Embed Webcam. This is different from the option up above that says Webcam Only. With Webcam Only, the only thing you're going to be recording is whatever your webcam can see. You can use any of these options, browser tab, desktop, browser tab or desktop or webcam only, to embed the webcam. And what that means is, if I turn this on here, you can select which webcam you're going to be using, okay? And what this does is it actually pops a small little picture-in-picture box someplace on the screen here that allows you to record yourself at the same time that you're recording everything else. So this allows you to create an overlay, kind of like you would see in either a FaceTime video or a Zoom meeting, where there's a small window on the screen that shows you through your webcam. So for the vast majority of the things you'll be doing with Screencastify, you won't be using the Embed Webcam, because most people use Screencastify as a recording tool to record something that they're doing on screen as for instructional purposes or demonstration purposes like we're doing now. So we're going to go to Browser tab here, because all we want to record is this active browser tab here that is the Lowe's website, and click on Record. Get a countdown and the little bing that lets you know we are now recording. And so now anything and everything that you do within this tab is being recorded by Screencastify. Now it's important to note that it's the tab itself that you see here at the top. So that means anything you do on here gets recorded in this window. And you'll notice when I click on things, one of the things that's hard with a lot of screen recordings is sometimes it's hard to see the cursor move, and that is it has to do with actual frame rates and the way video is recorded. So Screencastify and a lot of your screen recording tools, whenever there's a mouse click, it makes a little red circle around it to show you, or actually the viewer, what you've just clicked on to arrive at whatever page. It's sort of a way of allowing them to follow along, even though they can't directly see or watch you doing it live and where your mouse is, because at times the cursor isn't quite as easy to track in a video. So whenever I click on something, the little red circle comes up to show the viewer that's where you clicked to get to this page. So pretty simplistic operation there. Not very confusing, very, very easy to use, very simple in its explanation and operation. And everything that we're doing in this browser tab, again, is being recorded. Okay? Now, if we come up here or come down here and select to stop, we can end our recording. And then Screencastify will now begin saving this recording that we just made to our linked Google Drive. And immediately, okay, and this is one of the coolest things about Screencastify, immediately from that, it offers the option to publish this directly to YouTube, to get an embed code, which is a code that you would be able to use on web pages, newsletters, and things like that, to embed this recorded video directly into it, or to send a link to this video in your Google Drive in an email, from your Google Drive to an email, I should say. Or you can now download it down here at this option directly to your computer, so you can save a local copy of it instead of the actual recorded copy. So this is the simple, kind of most basic version or method of usage for Screencastify that we're going to cover right now. There are a ton of other options you'll notice down at the bottom. If we come back out here, I'm going to exit this because we don't need this. I'm just going to delete it. Cancel this because I'm not looking to record that right now. So when we come in here and go back to this tab, say I click on Screencastify again, like we're going to create a new video, you'll notice the desktop option. Again, as a reminder, this records absolutely everything that happens on the entire screen of your computer, which means you can see your taskbar down here, okay, and all the items in it, your clock, any notifications that pop up on your computer while you're working. So you have to remember that this records everything that shows up on the screen when you're making your recording. So I'm going to select this option. We're going to go ahead and click record. And when you do, it pops up this message to say, do you want to record the entire screen or just an individual window? In this case, we've got this window maximized to the entire screen. So if we were to minimize this, so that we can see all the rest of the stuff on the screen. There we go. So we don't have this window maximized across the entire screen. I was trying not to have it. There we go. Fill. Let me click on Screencastify. I lost my dialog window here. And we click on record. We see that it says entire screen. You'll notice that I can see this window here, okay, and the window behind it here, as well as this small dialog screen that's popped up here in the center. So this is just a demonstration of what we mean when we say you can see everything on your screen when you select the window option. So when I come in here, absolutely everything that's visible on my actual screen here shows up in this window. So I just wanted to make sure that you could see clearly what that means. So I click on here, select the desktop, I click record, click on it, and click share. Recording begins. Bing. And now you know you're actively recording everything that happens on the screen. Now, one of the things we didn't discuss last time is your actual control bar down here from Screencastify. This control bar allows you to do different things with your recording. Obviously, the mouse pointer is selected right now. That's the option I told you about that makes the little red circle anytime you click on something so that your viewer knows exactly what you're clicking on. The pen option here, you can select the actual color of the pen itself, and it allows you to write on the screen or circle things for demonstration. If you want to highlight or point to a specific thing and tell someone, hey, this is where you need to click, you can create arrows, whatever it is. It allows you to write on the screen, okay? And let's go back. The option for stickers is more for fun, I think, in most cases. However, there can be some useful stickers for certain purposes where you actually take the sticker and you put it on some part of the screen. And allows you to identify different elements on the screen, like maybe you want to put a sticker on certain things that you want to draw attention to, things like that. I've never had a need or purpose for stickers, but they are there to allow you for that usage. And then there's the eraser tool. The eraser tool, when you have written on the screen or done things, allows you to go back and erase individual elements of those that you've made on the screen. So that's your little control bar. And you'll notice down here when you go across it, when you hit the little icons here for the grab tool, it changes into a bunch of arrows in different directions. And that's just letting you know that if you click on this and hold it, you can move this control menu anywhere you want on the screen. The vast majority of the times, though, when you're using Screencastify, you're using it for very simplistic purposes to make a recording of what's going on to the screen. And you're either going to be recording just the tab or the desktop, and sometimes you'll be using the pen to draw or highlight an individual item you want to draw focus to in your recording. So that is pretty much the gist of Screencastify in a nutshell. I know one of the things that you had mentioned before is that when using Screencastify, these options, I'm going to close this recording. It's going to pop up the menu, of course, again. Ta-da! Saving it to Drive, and then replaying the video so you can see what you've done. But one of the things that you had expressed the most concern about was what the difference was between Browser tab, Desktop, and Webcam Only. And now you know. So again, just for review, what we've covered is the Screencastify tool, how to open the tool in your browser so that you can utilize it, how to select which individual element you want to be recording in your video, whether you want to just record the individual browser tab you're working in at the time, your entire desktop, which is anything visible on your computer screen, okay, or your webcam only, which would be a recording of you talking to the webcam. And then obviously our option here below for Embed Webcam allows you to do either of these recordings for the browser tab of the desktop, just like you would before, but allows you to embed a small window on the screen of your webcam so that you can talk, people can see you talking as you do the recording. So that's about it in a nutshell. If you have additional questions regarding Screencastify, its operation, things like that, please feel free to shoot me an email or text and let me know, and we'll cover those in a separate independent video. But I hope that helps for you using Screencastify and simplifying the process with less confusion in the future. Have a good day.